Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Multiversus video. In this video, I'm going to be going over my personal character wish list, the characters I would love to see in-game, and we might even speculate a little bit on what their moves could be. The roster is nowhere near filled up yet, so why not just go over all the characters we want in this game. Now remember, if you enjoyed the video or want to stay up to date with everything Multiversus related, hit that subscribe button and click that Taco Bell button. Now without further ado, let's begin. For starters, I have some rules for this wishlist. I wanted to pick characters that haven't been leaked or data mined, and I wanted to pick characters that I could genuinely see getting into the game. That being said, I do have one character slot at the end that will probably never happen, but most of this list, 9 out of 10 characters, is plausible, I swear. First up, and these are in no particular order from like, I want them the most to the least, they're just here. We have Blue Beetle. Now, I like Blue Beetle. I'm not going to say that I'm a mega fan, but he's up there in terms of the DC characters I like. I think he would play best as an assassin class character, just capable of just doing insane combos. Now, if we do get him, I want him to be that high skill ceiling, fast moving combo character. Kind of similar to how he is in Injustice 2, but, not quite, obviously. Also, there's an upcoming Blue Beetle live action project coming up soon, so it makes sense to have some kind of cross promotion by having him in the game, introduce the casual audience to the character through Multiversus to build hype up for the live action thing. I'm not too sure if it's a show or a movie or what. Now, I can definitely see him getting into the game, and I would be pretty happy with it if he did make it in. Next, we have The Flash. The Flash is definitely one of my favorite comic book characters, especially from DC. Now, if I'm being honest, I tend to lean more towards Marvel, but in terms of DC characters, Flash is top 2. He definitely has to be a fast-moving combo character. Like, there's no other way to make him, in my opinion. Like, no one's out here looking for a support Flash. We want to go in there with the super speed, we want to do some flashy combos, we want to mess kids up. But with that being said, I think it would be cool if he has a move where he uses his super speed to run over and grab his teammate and bring them back to where he was standing. Like, you see it all the time in the comics and in live action stuff where he just runs over, grabs someone and pulls them out of the way before getting into the action and stuff. So I think that'd be pretty cool, give him a little bit of variety. Now, he's definitely one of the most popular DC characters and has a lot of fans, so I don't see why he wouldn't make a great pick for the Multiversus roster. We might as well get the big DC names in there, right? And Flash is definitely one of them. So I think Flash is pretty likely to make it in at some point, maybe not in the base roster since there's already a lot of DC characters that are on it already and have been leaked, but hopefully down the line we see the Flash. Moving on, we got our first support character in this wish list, and that is the legend SAMWISE GAMEGEE. Let's be honest, SAMWISE is the real MVP of the Fellowship. There's no way in Mordor that Frodo would have made it to Mount Doom without him, alright? SAMWISE had the Fellowship on his back, and that's what would make him a great support character. Maybe he has a move where he can create a stew item that, his teammate himself could pick up that maybe heals a little bit or provides a buff. Maybe he could have a command grab where he picks up an opponent and plants them in the ground like he used to. He's got to put those guarding skills to good use after all. And maybe he could have a move where he can pick up his teammate and heal them or provide some kind of buff like he once carried Frodo. Just put him on his back, Now, I don't know. I'm not a game designer, but those are my ideas for moves that could possibly, fit SAMWISE. I think they feel like him, and I think they'd be really cool to see. Plus, we have a lot of leaked Lord of the Rings stages, and Gandalf was also leaked, so for me, I think he's pretty possible to get into the game, We need more Lord of the Rings characters, and out of all of them, I definitely would want to see SAMWISE. Why not? Let's put him in the game. Let's add him. He's awesome. Next, we got ARAGORN. I think ARAGORN could be the bruiser coming from the Lord of the Rings. I mean, he's a ranger. He can have a ton of sword moves and attacks, maybe good reach due to, the sword having an extended reach. Not gonna lie, for his moves, I'm kind of at a loss for ideas, but the dev team clearly cares about these characters, so I'm sure that if ARAGORN was to get into the game, they could make something incredible. I'm just a fan of ARAGORN and would like to see him in the game. Next, we have Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. Listen, Mortal Kombat is one of my favorite franchises / IPs ever. I mean, I'm just a massive MK nerd. So of course, I want more MK characters in Multiversus. I know Scorpion has been quote-unquote leaked, and I mean, if anyone is gonna rep MK in Multiversus, it's gonna be Scorpion, the MK poster boy, but I want to see more Mortal Kombat characters, and I think Sub-Zero has the best chance of getting in. He's probably the second most popular MK character and a fan favorite, so why not have these two in Multiversus together? And I mean, his moves could, be pretty easy to come up with too. Just give him Ice Ball, Ice Clone, and his slide. That's the perfect moveset for him. There you go. Wipe your hands, it's done. You got his moveset. Plus, there could be voice lines referencing like each other when they're on opposite teams, like talking about like, you know, how they hate each other. Or maybe if they're on the same team, they can reference the canceled Mortal Kombat Fire and Ice game. You know, the sequel to Shaolin Monks that never came out, that was going to have Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I would really love to see like a tongue-in-cheek reference to that if they're on the same team. You know, if Sub-Zero makes it in. But yeah, Sub-Zero I think would be a perfect fit for Multiverses, and I want to see some more MK reps. Like, let's go. Now we have my first Hanna-Barbera pick, George Jetson. Now, I think it would be really cool to have some classic Hanna-Barbera characters in. And as a kid growing up on an only antenna TV, I watched a lot of Jetsons, so I'm a huge Jetsons fan. So, you know, he's gonna make it on the wish list. Honestly, I think he could be really any class depending on what moves they decide to give him. Like, there's a lot of futuristic tech and other stuff they could borrow from the animation, and I think there's enough there to really mold him into whatever class they'd want him to be. With that being said though, I think he'd make a great support character. I really don't know why, I just think he gives off a support vibe, you know? Speaking of Hanna-Barbera characters, they gotta add in Yogi Bear. He's definitely one of the most iconic Hanna-Barbera characters, and his style would really fit in with the Looney Tunes characters and the other cartoon characters as well. Like, I think the style, same with the Jetsons actually, the style would really mesh, I think. You could even have Boo Boo as well, kind of like a combo character similar to Tom and Jerry. I think he would be really cool to see, and maybe a pretty cool tank character, you know? Maybe he can eat or steal some picnic baskets to gain defense or buff like that. I don't know, I just think he'd be a really cool character to see in the game. Sticking with animated characters, I would absolutely love to see Ed, Edd n Eddy. Now, they hold a special place in my heart since it was one of my favorite cartoons growing up, plus I think they could have a really unique gimmick. Basically, just make him work like Pokemon Trainer. You know, have Ed be your bruiser for damage, have Ed with a double D as a support character, and have Eddie as a massive dumb tank. I think their gameplay would be super unique, and they would just ooze character and style. It would really let the dev team just have fun with it and make a really cool character, and I think the concept is also pretty cool. So, yeah, I want Ed, Edd n Eddy in. I think that's a good pick. It's Warner Brothers owned. It's cool. It could have a unique gimmick. I think, yeah, they'd be cool to see. Let me know if you think they'd be cool to see, or what other kind of, like, characters you think could fit a Pokemon Trainer archetype with, like, switching out characters and stuff. Because I thought about it for a minute, and Ed, Edd n Eddy was definitely, like, the one that struck out to me the most. But let me know if you have another idea for something like that. Now, this next pick is insane. It might be my favorite pick from this entire list if I'm being honest. So I want you to take a second right now, and leave a comment down below on who you think it is. What character do you think is so insane that I want to see guesses in the comments? Alright, you know, go ahead, do it. Leave that comment. Alright, you do it. Alright, you guessed? You guessed? Alright, cool. Now, I want the mask in Multiversus. Think of the potential. Like, it's mind-blowing. For starters, the mask can do pretty much anything, so there's no limit to what his moveset could be. You could take powers from specific comic panels, or even the Jim Carrey movie if they really wanted to. The potential is infinite. Plus, the mask is a DC character, like he's owned by WB, making him even more likely option to be put in the game. I would really love to have him have, you know, like specific voice lines with Batman and Wonder Woman though, since he's crossed over into their comics before, and I think that would just be a really fun Easter egg for the people that would catch it. So yeah, the mask, just infinite possibilities. It's a WB character, it's a comic book character. I think he would really fit in with kind of like the zany style of Multiversus as well, like him just being crazy and off the walls with all these characters coming in. I think he would just be a really good fit. And honestly, whenever I was writing this, he was not like the character I was like, yeah, I really want him in the most. But the more I think about it, the more I want him in the most. Like, it would be so much fun. Plus, you know, I think the mask comics are really underrated, so I want some more representation out there for them, you know? But yeah, this is definitely my favorite character on this list, I think. After thinking about it and recording this video, this is definitely like up there though. Now this final character is my impossible character. It's a character I love so much, but there's literally no way they're going to be in this game at any points. But this is my wishlist video, so I'm going to speculate if I want to. Now this impossible dream pick is Ash from The Evil Dead. The Evil Dead movies and Army of Darkness are some of my favorite movies, and they have been since I saw them as a kid. Probably, you know, a little too young, but they've been my favorites since I've seen them. Ash is a pure badass, and I think his charm and wit would be a great fit for Multiversus. Plus, there's no shortage of move ideas that could come from him. I mean, you look at his character. You could use his chainsaw, you could use his boomstick, you could even have like the Necronomicon out for some attacks. Like, I can already see it. You know, it's forming in my head. There's definitely a moveset here. And I mean, Ash and Evil Dead are seeing a bit of a resurgence since the Evil Dead game recently came out. So, hey, maybe it could happen. Plus, low-key, I'm still extremely salty we didn't get to see Ash in Mortal Kombat 11. So, you know, I just want to see him in a fighting game, and, you know, why not Multiversus? I think they could make it work. I think they could make it fit. Is he likely? Probably not. There's probably like, you know, another 100 characters that are more likely and more plausible than Ash from The Evil Dead, but this is my dream pick. I know it'll never happen, but, you know, you gotta dream, right? So that's my wish list for Multiversus. 10 characters that I would love to see in Multiversus, either when it comes out or at some point in its lifespan. Let me know what your wish list is down below. Like, leave a comment, let me know your dream characters. You know, if it's 1, if it's 2, if it's 10, just go for it. I want to see what characters the community really wants in the game. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for anything and everything Multiversus. And click that bell for notifications so that once the open beta comes out, you can watch all my gameplay videos. I'm going to be trying to pump out a video 3 times a week, especially when the beta comes out and there's so much new stuff to cover. I'm excited. I can't wait. You got to click that bell so you can stay tuned and watch all those videos when it comes out. I'm Zuliulix, and I will see you in the multiverse.